Hi, Dustin here again, and this is a whole tree. This is a Mountain Laurel. There was probably another 10 foot above, which we'll maybe look at later, or at least see. And what I'm here for is to show you how I find spoons in the tree. You have a video on my what do you call it? My station. I have a channel, a video on my channel about splitting out and a video about carving, so we're finishing it off here. And it's a convenient time because it's midwinter and I had to bring them in the house anyway. So here's an obvious spoon. I normally start at the big end just because somehow I don't have any reasons. If I thought about my reasons, I would be embarrassed. Big spoons are more important than smaller spoons, things like that. So forget that. Here's an obvious spoon. I cut it here. That's where the bowl will be. It's cast to the right, and it just happens to be looking at me. And often I call this the dorsal line. If you were holding the spoon in your hand, see, it's a right-handed spoon with the cornflakes in the bowl. This would be the top. So it's dorsal as it's a biological term. So they just mark that for the fun of it. I don't know where the handle ends. We'll talk about that later maybe. So let's go to this end where I normally start. And here's a fair, come on around, all the way around to the end, and there's an obvious one here too. But of course this just happens to be how the log lies. We're going to have to roll the log and see what's on the other side. But here again is a pretty nice large kitchen spoon. I'll make a circle here. I wouldn't do this for myself, but for you, some of you, I would call that the load. That's where when you're using the spoon, that's where the stuff is going to be in it. And I want to make that spoon right away before it end cracks. You see, there's no end cracking. This is fresh wood. It came in, we brought it in last night, and it's going to snow today, and so I brought it inside, and that's why it's convenient to do this. I never thought about doing this before, oddly enough, but it's an obvious thing. So now that we have a spoon here, let's not think about that one for a while. Let's roll this thing and see what's on the other side of it. There's the beautiful spoon. Now we have another one here. Oh, what a beauty. Okay, come around this corner here, and there is a beautiful spoon. I'll draw the load for you. As I say, I wouldn't do this for myself. And we'll make a dorsal line here. Yeah, that's lovely. And there's the end of the handle, obviously. So that spoon, we can make both. I call these cut lines. I'm not necessarily going to cut on them, but this is where the spoon ends. And if I roll it back to this one, you can see that I'm in very good shape. Now I can cut in between and split. And here, so let's see what we got here. Maybe there's a spoon here. I don't like it. It falls off to the side. Forget that one. Okay. This is a dead limb, by the way, so there'll be some bad wood in here someplace. You never know if you're going to get a spoon until you get it. You get it. What did Yogi Berra said something about that. Okay, I'm moving too fast. You are getting me nervous. Tell me to relax.
Relax.
Oh, thank you. There. Okay. Here's the end of the bowl. Here is probably where the load will be. The handle will be up here someplace. And look at that. It hits the quadrant. Boy, are we ever lucky. So that spoon we can cut out. And now let's look at this one, which we found the first time. What's on the back of it? There's a knot here, a knot here. Nothing. So we're good here. We can continue this line along because that can be cut. I'm going to roll it some more. This is our kitchen table. I've never done one on the kitchen table before. Apologies. Notice if we took this spoon this way, it would be left-handed. But we take it this way, and it's right-handed. Okay, orange tape. That's all right. Orange tape. It's amazing how easy it is to lose a mountain laurel in the woods where there's mountain laurel. So if you're gathering mountain laurel, you need to use orange tape or some kind of tape. All right. Fortunately, this table is solid maple and will not dent. You wouldn't want to do this on pine. Okay, so we have a spoon here. Obviously, the handle's going to end someplace. It would be too long. Up here, there's a little bit of action here, so that might be a nice place. You can hardly see it, but I can. And always be aware of where is the top of the tree and where is the bottom of the tree. For instance, you can't see this action here probably, but I can. Because this is the top of the tree here, my right hand is, all the limbs are coming out that way, so any action is going to go down towards the bowl on a spoon that's built this way. That can be reversed if the spoon is the other way. So you have to cut it longer because the action will be above it, because that's how trees grow. If you didn't understand that, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. It'll teach you. There's one very nice spoon right here. And the handle comes up into this mesh here. A mesh is a very good place for a handle. It's a lousy place for a bowl, but a good place for a handle. We might get that knot hole in the handle, or we might get some other kind of action here, but that's a nice place. But we have a spoon here that we will lose if we were to cut. This must be something here. Yeah, okay. If we were to cut this one, we would cut here, and then cut here, and then we would get this spoon on the back within this spoon on the front, so that we erase. Okay, we don't want to cut on that line because we want to get this spoon on the back. That gives us two spoons when we split it. Go back to my channel and look at splitting, and you'll probably see something here. I'm not seeing anything very special here. That might be a spoon. At this stage, my tendency, see, that would be the load. My tendency, and that's the end of the handle, obviously. At this stage, my tendency is to take them all and split them, but I don't make them all. I only make the good ones. But there is a responsibility to the tree, which I have cut, and the whole thing is a philosophical mess, and stay out of it if you can. I can't. So come and take a walk with me, and let's take a look at another one on the saw table, and then we'll be done here in a minute or two, and you can go back to your life. That probably makes more sense than mine. So here's a giant one. I started out with this one somehow, and again, I haven't taken the orange tape off of it yet. I've done a little work here. There's obviously something very interesting here. It might turn into a spoon. Something very interesting here I'm excited about. And on this side, there's something also. I'm going to come all the way around here if you don't mind, and check this out. There's something here. This would be the bowl. As I say, I don't put the load in for myself, but I'll do it for you. And the handle wiggles off someplace here, probably to about there, just guessing. But there's a nice piece, and look at the cut line, this cut line here, and here's a cut line here for a beautiful spoon. So that's a very good place to cut, and it's you don't lose anything. See, spoons are always on the back of the spoons that are on the front of whatever that means. I guess that's the English language, but so well, here's something interesting. Watch yourself. I'm going to roll this up. This thing weighs a ton. Okay, there's something interesting here. If I were to take, see there, call that a bowl, B-O-W-L, or a load, L-O-A-D. I prefer load. Okay, if I were to take the handle up here, it's going to be left-handed. If I were to take the handle up here, and there's some very interesting action up here, it would probably be more right-handed. So there's something here. Excuse me, don't mean to break the camera. That would probably cut here. Here's a beauty. What? I don't understand. Co's here. Oh, cool. No, he's welcome. So here is a beautiful spoon. Notice the knot at the end of the handle right in the center, and there it goes. There's your load. That's a beautiful spoon. And there's another one here. Oh, what a nice piece of wood. It comes right along here. And my son has just showed up. We're going to say hello to him and take one quick walk out here to the barn and see. Come on through. I'll hold the door for you. Oh, you're on television. And this here is, let me open the door and give you some light. This is the pile. And this is what a pile of laurel looks like when it comes in. That's the pile of laurel, and somehow I grabbed this piece. I don't know why I make a handle for something, but people have done this. It's kind of typical. And this is my latest hewing job. That's got to be hewn, and that's been hewn. And so thank you for hanging out with me, and that's kind of finishes the three-part section of how to make a spoon, or how I make a spoon. I don't know, you make it how you like.